I think it's time for an unfair matchup between two small Bluetooth speakers. Let's face off. Hello everybody and welcome to Tech Uploaded. I am Chris as always, and like I said, today it is time for an unfair matchup between two little Bluetooth speakers. And you know how much I love these things. I like to call these my bathroom buddies because I can't get ready in the morning if I don't have music. I just can't get going. I've got to have music and I've got to have coffee or my Monster Energy drink. I'm a caffeine junkie and I'm a music junkie. That's how I get rolling. That's how I get going, especially the first 3 days of the week when I'm just really dragging. Because I'm up too late on the weekend. I need help on Monday, and that's what these do. They get me pumped. Sorry, I got a little excited about my bathroom buddies. So anyway, I picked this little guy up off of Amazon for $49.99 or 50 bucks. And this is the BOHM Soundblock, or let's just go with Soundblock, since I obviously don't know how to say the name of the company. But like I said, this little guy was 50 bucks and had pretty good reviews. So you can see on the package, it does show a red one. I think I bought black. I don't remember at this point. This thing's been sitting around for a little while. But I thought it would be, fun to take this and pit it up against the SoundLink Mini, which has been my go-to every morning for the last at least 6 months. I think I got this in the late spring, early summer. And this thing has been fantastic. It's built like a tank. It feels solid. It has great battery life. It has great sound. It is just a great speaker, and it has never given me trouble connecting to any of my devices. All I do is hit the power button. It's ready to go. So this sets the bar pretty high, not to mention it sounds great for something this small. So I figured, why not pit these two together? All right, so I'm just going to slide this thing open and set the box off to the side. And yes, I did indeed buy the black version, so I'll get some close-up shots of this bad boy. There's not really a whole lot to see here. See what's in the box. And yeah, just kind of sitting there freely in the box are the cables. So you get a, looks like micro USB to USB for probably charging. And that's pretty much it, because then they give you this cable for, this is your Mini 3.5 in case you want to plug it into something that's not Bluetooth. So you got that option. As far as weight is concerned, does not weigh nearly as much as the SoundLink. This thing is a beast because it's got this solid aluminum going around it. Yeah, definitely like this. So construction quality though feels pretty solid. Nothing's flexing, nothing's moving. Everything feels to be in place nicely, and it still does have some heft to it. It's just it can't stand up to this. As far as size, you can see they're pretty close. One thing about the SoundLink Mini is there's so much bass in this device that it actually moves itself around the table, even with this big rubber pad on the bottom. This one doesn't really have anything to hold it in place. There's no rubber. There's nothing to make it easy to set down. So it's just going to kind of, move around with whatever you set it on, whereas the SoundLink, when you put it on something, grabs onto it. This is going to slide around, so I'm guessing there's not a huge amount of bass in here, because if there is, this thing's going to move all over the place. You got all of your buttons on top, so you've got, looks like make a phone call, forward, back, play, pause, volume up, volume down. So everything you need, pretty basic there. On the back side, you've got the on-off switch. You've got your headphone jack for hooking up anything else that you may want to plug in here. Your line in, I should say, not your headphone jack. Plug your headphones in there, you may get some nasty feedback. And then your charging port for your USB. And that's pretty much it. I mean, this thing's really basic. The front's got a grill on it that has what looks like a water droplet. That's it. As far as quality is concerned, you can definitely see where the grill pops into the plastic. I mean, you can see every little clip point along the entire thing, so that could be done a little bit more neatly. On the Bose, obviously, you can't see it at all. There's a rubber gasket going around the actual mesh on the front to help keep water and things like that out. This isn't going to be very waterproof at all, I can tell just by looking at it. But yeah, other than that, it's a block. It's a block that plays music. So, just like I did when I reviewed the SoundLink Mini, I'm going to pit this up against the Mini, and we're going to use some royalty-free music so this video doesn't get removed and flagged from YouTube and my channel shut down by the YouTube police and carried off to some YouTube prison. It was overly dramatic. I am sorry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play 3 or 4 royalty-free songs streaming off of my iPhone to these devices. I will set them both in equal length from the microphone. I will set them both to their maximum volumes. I will make sure the iPhone's turned up all the way. And we'll see what we get. So let's play some jams. All right, so there you go. I mean, as you can tell, this guy gets loud. And this is the first time I've actually tested one of these speakers in this price range that actually gets that loud without distorting. However, the trade-off is there's almost no bass in this thing whatsoever, which isn't surprising. When you actually look at the Bose Mini, SoundLink Mini, there's a huge port in the back. If you get the light just right, yeah, you can kind of see it right there. There's that port. And that's really good for the extra boost in the bass. This obviously does not have that. It has nothing on the back, nothing on the bottom. There might be something along the side, but I don't think so. It's just, you know, basically a couple of tweeters fire in there, and we'll stack them on top of each other. It's competition. So this one, it gets loud. So if you're into that, then you're good to go. And I do have to say, it actually gets a little bit louder than the Bose SoundLink Mini, and it doesn't distort because it cuts the bass. That's how it's able to do it. Even at lower volumes, really no bass. So it's lacking in the bass, but you know, if you were in the shower and when it's really actually hard to hear music because there's just so much noise, this will be able to punch through that. The sound of the water and hitting the walls and the shower head, this will get through that. The Bose gets through it as well. However, as you could tell in the recording, there's so much bass in this Bose SoundLink Mini for how small it is that it was actually hard for the microphone to kind of figure out what to do with it. I had to go into the mixer and keep the bass turned down a little bit for both of these tests just to make sure that it worked. When I did the test, I actually obviously kept everything at the same level. I had the microphone set to the same level on both devices. Same with Audition, recorded it straight through, didn't make any changes. And then the only change I'll probably make is in post in Premiere. I will take the entire audio track, bring the volume down just a little bit on it so I don't blow you guys away, but I'm gonna do it as one whole clip so that both will go down in volume, you know, the same degree, the same percentage. So all that said, for 50 bucks, if loud is what you're into, you're good to go. For 50 bucks, if bass is what you're into, stay away, because this thing does not bring the bass, not at all. It's not about the bass. No treble. It's the opposite with this bad boy. Now the Bose, it is about the bass, but it also has treble. So even though the Bose sounded a little bit muffled in the sound test, you really have to hear it in real life to you know, really understand just how much more well-rounded the audio is out of the Bose SoundLink Mini. However, the Bose SoundLink Mini is also substantially more expensive. So if you're looking for something on a budget, there's a lot of options out there. I would probably say look elsewhere, maybe try to find something that has a little bit more bass, check out the reviews, find something that's gonna, you know, multiple people are saying, oh, surprisingly good bass for such a small device. That's probably more what you're looking for, but you have to be careful with those cheap devices that offer up all the bass because they tend to distort when you get to the higher volumes, so it's a trade-off. And that's the reason the Bose actually doesn't get any louder, is because if it did, it would start to distort as well, and it's intelligent and cuts itself off. So, all of that said, would I recommend this? Probably not. I think you could do better for 50 bucks. You can probably find something that's going to have a little bit more well-rounded sound to it. This is very tin can-like in the way that it sounds, but it does get loud, so to each their own. So if you enjoyed this video, you know the drill. Go ahead and click on that subscribe button. Click, click, click. And go ahead and tweet over to the Twitter at Tech Uploaded. I'm getting a pretty decent Twitter following, so awesome, guys. You've been subscribing, or what do you do? You follow? You follow me? But you're following me on Twitter, so that's cool. And then, of course, the Facebook page. It's not super active, but I do get a lot of questions on Facebook, actually. That's probably my most popular venue for questions. Is that what I'm looking for? Is that the word I'm looking for? Outlet? Sure, we'll go with outlet. So yeah, go ahead and, is it like me? Go ahead and like me over on Facebook as well. That's facebook.com/techuploaded. And finally, you can shoot me an email at the Gmail at techuploaded@gmail.com. And of course, you know the drill. Don't be a stranger. Check back soon.